With Bitcoin taking another hit, I thought it was important to do another video on BTC to see exactly what is going on here and what might happen next in the crypto space. Guys, as we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, guys, if you haven't yet joined our Discord server, do go ahead and join. The link is in the description down below. We do actually keep everything kind of a little bit more up to date there. So if you're ever wondering, you can obviously talk to us in Discord, and obviously we'll have a look at a few charts and stuff. So with all that said, done out of the way, let's actually jump on down into the charts, take a look at what's going on here with Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so here we have Bitcoin. It is on the hourly chart, okay? So we can kind of see what's been going on most recently. So if we actually just zoomed out on this hourly chart for a moment, you can see obviously the big pullback, the big ABC move, taking us down into that low area. This was basically, I think it was Sunday, the 4th of December, right? Pulling right the way back into this area here. Basically, that was a low of just under 42K. And then we started to see this ABC move to the upside. This actually, in my opinion, forms a bigger A wave just up here, okay? And then we looked at an ABC down with a small ABC up, okay? Now, we thought this ABC up would actually be much larger than it actually is, okay? And then we started to see a few things going on with Bitcoin that were concerning, right? So we saw the smaller ABC here, and now we see this pullback, this very, very significant pullback. Now, before I get into the kind of patterns that are forming out here on this chart, I do want to kind of actually load up Discord. So into the server for Discord here. Let me just find it on my computer. So basically in our Bitcoin channel here, what we've done is I actually did a screenshot just here for Bitcoin, right? This is done this morning. As you can see, we're just kind of coming to the bottom of that C wave before we had the push to the upside today, right? So we can see here, we had a bit of a breakdown. I actually take a closer look at each candle on the hourly chart, just within this smaller ABC correction that you see. And we have some really strange things going on with Bitcoin, okay? We have basically lows and high positions on these candles, wicks, at exact values, okay? These are exactly to the penny, which is, it's rare, okay? You might find one or two cryptocurrencies in the space over a period of time that might actually come out and closing a candle or having a wick go to an exact price point, right? But not this many on such a short space of time. This is what I would class as manipulation, and it's not even being hidden very well, right? It's very obvious that we have, potentially, a group of whales or market makers, as in exchanges. This is Binance, okay? So this is Binance here, and basically we're seeing Bitcoin reach these exact values and then pull back, or they're getting support suddenly found at these really low numbers. Now, some of these are very exact, right? 50,100, is that a stop loss position, right? 51,200. What about some of these really weird ones when I called out 47.5K here, and then all of a sudden we actually go down to $47,320 to the penny? That's a very specific number, okay? 48,048 here, exactly to the penny. All of these are to the penny, and it's very, very odd, right? This is not something that you would normally see on a crypto chart, okay? You would find the occasional one, sure, but not this many. This many is basically telling me that there are people basically telling Bitcoin to have support at very specific price points, and then to basically find resistance at very specific price points, whether that's 50,350, 51,200, 50,100, 50,700, 50,555, for example, right? These are very, very specific numbers that basically are forming resistance or support levels. And I would imagine that these are, there for very good reason, as in, this is where a stop loss is being liquidated, or this is where some short positions will get liquidated, where some long positions are going to get liquidated. And basically, and when you actually dissect all of this down, what you end up with is a scenario where this whole ABC move is being controlled, right? We know how high it's going to go because they're going to push the price down at a very specific price point, and then they're going to support it down here to bring it back up again. And we saw the ABC, a small one, and again, if we actually just come back up into our TA, our live chart just here, and what do we actually have right here? Well, we have this particular candle wick right here, and I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of It's probably really difficult for me to do it, but I will. I'll try my best to show you graphically what's going on right here on this particular candle wick. I will grab hold of our price label, and if I can do it, it will be right here. But I'll just go down a couple of pennies, and hopefully that will make a lot more sense to you guys. Right there, $50,125 to the penny. This, in that top left-hand side, you can see under the high, that's just up here, okay, just that one there. If I hover above this candle, $50,125 wick high, okay, and then we pull back. Okay, there's not a coincidence that you see this. And again, this is inside our ABC move. This has still been going on. We can go into any of these candles and you can see here there's 48,780 to the penny. And we can check some more of these, 48,430 to the penny, right? So we understand that basically these moves, these ABC moves that are forming here for Bitcoin, they are being controlled. There's support being given to Bitcoin when it needs it, and there's resistance being found when it also needs to pull back down. As in, there is either a group of people, a group of whales controlling the Bitcoin market, or Binance here is manipulating the market. I don't think one whale could coordinate such an attack unless they're an absolute behemoth of a whale to be able to do it. So I would anticipate that this is either Binance manipulating the market to suit their needs, or we have a group of whales coming together to kind of push the price where they want it to go. So right now, heavily manipulated market, right? And we can kind of see that, and it's kind of there. It's hard to avoid it when you look at all of these candles very, very frequently. Now, what about right now? We saw this pullback from $50,125, right? What does that actually mean? Well, here we are looking for an A, B, and a C move. There's a little bit of lag here with TradingView. This has been happening a lot recently as well, which is very, very frustrating. But basically here we can see this A, B, C move. Now we have this kind of bottoming out and we're pushing up into this B. We should be expecting more of a pullback. Now looking at that stochastic RSI, very similar to how we were over here, we should be worried that actually this B might push higher, and this whole thing just kind of goes invalidated. Now, this C wave was actually impulsive. We should have actually continued growing with a fourth and a fifth wave. Now, the fourth wave here would actually be invalidated, so it's definitely an ABC down. So we should be tracking this, right? So we're going to grab hold of our fib levels. So apologies for the lag on coin on TradingView here. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. We are looking to actually bring this up towards this level, right? So I've just put this B approximately there, but it's about $49,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits $49,000 exactly, the 618. Okay, I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what we see. So do watch out for that one, right? So up there to that B level and then a pullback. And where is it going to pull back to? If we do actually move up to that $49,000 range, let me just grab that, see if I can put that on there. This is going to be really difficult with some lag. I'm going to leave it approximately there. It basically brings us down to $46,095. Yeah, $46,095. So a little bit below that previous level of support, right? That's kind of where we would anticipate that C wave kind of pushing down to. Okay, now, this is concerning for a couple of reasons. One, it puts us inside the Gaussian channel and we're going into the weekend. If we do go down into the Gaussian channel like we did last weekend, I would anticipate that we'd actually pull back out, because I don't think the manipulation here is designed to create or to cause the bear market. Going into the Gaussian channel effectively would cause a bear market, right? I think this manipulation is about shaking people out, basically liquidating positions, closing out any stop losses and anything like that, and basically mopping up, the available money that retail investors have put out there for the either market maker, in this case Binance, or the group of whales who are trying to basically just scrape profits. Because if you control the support and you control the resistance, you can buy and sell that and scrape all the profits in between consistently. Okay, so right now, if they actually do pull this down into that Gaussian channel, then we could potentially be looking at a potential run to the upside pretty rapidly, because I don't think the intention is to keep it and cause a bear market. I think it would be dipping in if it does, and then straight back out again like we saw last weekend. Okay, so do watch out for that. And once this C wave comes in and gets completed, the expectation will be a push to the upside. Again, another A, B, C. And to what extent, we won't know until we start to see the rise of A. This one was very rapid on that stochastic RSI, basically indicating that we were not going to have a big A wave, and therefore actually we're going to have a short ABC followed by a larger ABC down, okay? And so once we get this C wave over, we'll look at that push to the upside. If we do drop into the Gaussian channel, I think we'll end up with a big ABC move like we had previously. But the other thing that's also kind of important to note on this hourly chart for Bitcoin, if I come over here and grab hold of our head and shoulder pattern, I know a lot of people love these things, but right here we can see something pretty clear if we actually grab hold of this. Here being our left shoulder, here being our head, coming down into this point here, forming out on that right shoulder, coming down into this area just here, which is the low, and you can see that coming right down to that neckline, just bouncing from it. And then what follows is basically breaching that neckline going down. So we could complete this head and shoulder pattern here on this hourly chart, bringing us down lower. And then obviously that will be done and we can continue the growth to the upside. Okay, so although, whether you believe in, Elliott theory, wave counting, any of that, there are other patterns that are also aligning very nicely to what's going on here. It's not just a bunch of wave counts. We do have the head and shoulder pattern as well. And it is indicating, again, that slip down into that lower area. This could potentially see Bitcoin at, as low as 46K. But they know there are people out there also looking at different patterns, different formations that do take this down towards that $42,000 level. And if that is the case, I think it will be over very, very quickly, flash in the pan before bouncing right back up again. Because again, going down that low into the Gaussian channel, closing a weekly candle down there would cause the bear market, which, isn't what I think any of this manipulation is actually about. And then on top of all of this, guys, the narrative has changed. So if we actually come over here to Crypto Newsflash, what do we have? We have the mayor of Cool Valley in Missouri pledging to mine Bitcoin for residents. Interesting. You've got Bill Gates saying that the metaverse will host office meetings in 3 years as Facebook takes a giant leap. You have Kathy Wood here saying that 5% of international money can push Bitcoin to 500K. Okay, we also have various different things kind of going on here. You have the Ripple executives making a new proposal for Bitcoin miners to adopt an energy-efficient proof-of-stake mechanism. It's interesting, right? You've got Binance said to be preparing for Indonesia's richest family. There's a lot of interesting things going on here that are not fearful. They're actually trying to get retail money back into the market, right? So all this kind of news and stuff and this narrative that's now forming isn't in line with this kind of correction. So this last little dip here, it could literally be that. It could be the last dip. If that narrative really does take hold and you start getting some mainstream media kind of talking about 500K Bitcoin, for example. So there's a lot of things we have to kind of understand that are going on outside of the chart data and a lot of things that are going on inside the chart data. A lot of manipulation that's very clear to see here on those hourly candles. And don't just take my word for it. Go ahead, check it out. Bitcoin to USDT, hourly chart, Binance. You'll see exactly what I'm seeing. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. I do want to kind of just reassure you guys that there's a lot of things going on in Bitcoin that are outside of regular kind of investments, right? There's a manipulation, and in these times when things are manipulated, the best thing to do is do not show your hand, as Matt was saying the other day. Don't use stop losses. If you've got them, then manually place them. Keep an eye on your charts. And if you want to get out, right? And if you want to get in. But the last thing you want to do is basically give people like Binance, all of the numbers that you're working towards so that they can take Bitcoin to those levels, liquidate you, and then push it right back up again moments later. Okay, so in times like this, the best thing to do is hodl. Try not to get too invested in the micro movements. The macro ones are still looking pretty good. We can start to see some fundamental stuff happening outside of the space, and narrative is forming within the media, and where basically they're trying to say that Bitcoin's going back up to these fantastically high numbers. It's hard to find an analyst out there at the moment that does not expect Bitcoin to reach all-time highs. There are a few, but they are very far apart. And for the most part, the bull run is still intact at the moment. We haven't closed that weekly candle inside the Gaussian channel. So guys, if you have found this video useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Join us on Discord. We do a lot more content down there. And if you haven't already checked out the Patreon memberships as well, we do some live streams for members as well. We actually talk a little bit more detail about what is going on. Guys, with all that said, done, and out of the way, I'm going to hopefully wish everyone a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you all in the next one.